And the only thing I will say is if you vote yes on this bill and yes on these amendments, I hope the next time there's an invocation, when you bow your heads in prayer, you see the blood on your hands.
Now the Montana Freedom Caucus is calling for Zephyr's censure, claiming she tried to shame the legislative body and used inappropriate language. All the while they referred to the representative by the wrong pronoun.
Montana Republicans are just the latest GOP members to begin silencing their opposition. In a fiery debate last week, Republicans strived to completely ban gender-affirming care for trans youth.
We do know that youth are struggling right now, and we do know that there is help out there for them. However, help does not come out in the form of medically transitioning our youth, because that is permanent.
Zooey Zephyr, the first openly transgender woman elected to the Montana legislature, called out this disgusting bill.
I rise in opposition to these amendments and to the governor's letter. In the governor's letter, he said Montanans who struggle with their gender identity deserve love, compassion, and respect. That's not what trans Montanans need from you. We need access to the medical care that saves our lives. And these are hollow words coming from someone whose amendments are going to make it harder to access that care. If you disallow the use of the medical care that is accepted by every major medical association, if you disallow that care and don't allow people to have access to that, the only therapy left is either A, meaningless, or B, conversion therapy, which is torture. I also want to point out, again, gender-affirming care is not Orwellian newspeak, as it says in this letter. It is accepted by every major medical association. Lastly, I would say that there were conversations at the end of this, at the very end of the bill, the letter that says life-altering medical procedures should wait until they are adults. What I will say is if you are, by this bill and by what these amendments do, if you are forcing a trans child to go through puberty when they are trans, that is tantamount to torture. And this body should be ashamed. I hope the next time there's an invocation, when you bow your heads in prayer, you see the blood on your hands.
And I will note that that is entirely inappropriate, disrespectful, and uncalled for. We can debate matters civilly and with respect for each other.
In response, Republican Speaker Matt Rieger decided to block any attempt by Zephyr to speak on another bill that would, quote, define sex in Montana law.
This bill is not about gender. It's about biological sex. Biological sex is immutable. It means you can't change it, and there are only two biological sexes. You may claim to be able to change your gender or express your gender in a different way, but you can never change your biological sex. You may be asking yourself, why is this bill even necessary? And the answer is pretty straightforward. Today there are some, including judges, who conflate the terms sex and gender. While these terms may have been synonymous years ago, they no longer have the same meaning, and they no longer can be used interchangeably.
Following that debacle, Montana Republicans reaffirmed Rieger's decision to block Zephyr from speaking.
We're not here to debate any specific bill, any specific issue. We are here to debate whether or not the rules are being followed and if they've been interpreted correctly. So if everybody could keep their comments to that topic, I would very much appreciate it.
We are on a slippery slope today, I believe. And my reasoning behind that is this. The slippery slope is fascism, because when we look at what happened historically in Germany,
Mr. Chair,
and there were things that
I object to fascism being brought into this.
Censorship is part of that. If you look at the definition.
Representative, please try to keep it to the,
I will.
the decision of the speaker here.
Yes, because we're talking about discriminatory practices. It's not something that my way or the highway. It's about everybody having equal access to this floor to be able to discuss and to be able to represent their community.
Mr. Chair, 15 members have voted aye, 7 have voted no.
The motion to uphold the ruling of the chair has been upheld.
Then, They did it again.
The representative in seat 31 requested to be recognized and wasn't recognized. I'd like to appeal that decision.
Okay. Once again, no representative is above our House rules. Our House rules apply to all 100 representatives. We'll take this to the board. All those in favor of upholding decorum, vote yes. Those opposed, vote no. Clerk will record the vote.
Mr. Chair, 63 representatives voted aye, 34 voted no.
Ruling of Speaker has been upheld. Guests will come to order. Our guests will come to order. Our guests will come to order. Sergeant of Arms, will you please clear the gallery? Members, will you please go to the side of the chambers? Members, please go to the side of the chambers.